Hello friend, welcome back to our channel KBS Techno Talk. Today we are going to deep dive on Cosmos DB trigger. So in this we are going to understand what is a Cosmos DB trigger, what is the purpose and where we can use the Cosmos DB trigger, and how triggers works. That means how the Cosmos DB triggers works, and then we will also understand key concept of the trigger mechanism, lease and continuation token, event processing. How does the event processing can be achieved by using Cosmos DB triggers, setting up your environment, how to set up and configure local environment for Cosmos DB trigger, right? And then we will try to get in more detail creating a Cosmos DB trigger functions, and we will try to detailed code walkthrough. Also, we will try to test and validate with the different setup inputs, and we will see what are the best practices which we can follow when we are going to use Cosmos DB triggers. So let's get started. What we will do, we will first try to talk about what is Cosmos DB trigger. Okay, so what is Cosmos DB trigger? A mechanism to react to changes in a Cosmos DB container. So let's say consider there is a Cosmos database, and whenever there is a insert, update, delete, or any operation happen, you want to process some certain task, right? Certain set of task which you want to process. For example, let's say consider you are having a Cosmos DB trigger, uh, and you have a Cosmos DB. Whenever a record inserted, then you want to fire a trigger which reads this Cosmos newly created, updated, or deleted data and update into some data sources where this synchronization is required, right? And basically it also help to monitor, create, update, and delete operations. So purpose and use cases. So automatically, basically whenever you require a automatically process data changes in real time. For example, as I mentioned, if you have a Cosmos DB and whenever there is some modification happen, you want to update in some, let's say consider in this case, we are having some SQL server databases where you want to update this information, and those databases are used by some legacy system. So one kind of synchronization mechanism can be implemented using Cosmos DB trigger. Right, basically it's used for data processing, analytics, integration kind of work. So how does this works? So we will see in more detail about the how does it works, and it's basically follow the event driven mechanism. We will see when we are going to implement the examples. Okay, so trigger mechanism. So the trigger mechanism is basically what does it do is listen to changes in the Cosmos DB trigger, uses leases and communication token uh, for listening those Cosmos DB changes, and and firing those Cosmos DB trigger for a particular set of task, right? And then uh, uh, how does this event processing works? Basically, triggers provide a list of change document, and then a function process this document. Let's not waste more time, and we will create a Cosmos DB trigger. Okay, right? So before that, we will try to understand how we can test that Cosmos DB trigger on local. If you are having Azure subscription, you can go ahead, create a Cosmos DB and container, you can use it. But if you do not want to use Azure subscription, in that case, you have to install that Cosmos DB emulators, right? So let me Cosmos DB, Cosmos database emulator. Okay, so you have a Cosmos, Azure Cosmos DB emulator. We will open it. Okay, so it's already running. That means Cosmos DB emulator is already running. So basically, it runs on HTTP localhost test, right? So the first step is to install this Azure Cosmos DB emulator. If you don't know how to install and configure, I have created a video. I will link that video link into the description box. You follow it. It's just a 5 minute job which you can do that. So once you install, it will whenever you open Cosmos DB emulator, it will redirect to this particular page. Now here you have a connection string, you have a primary key and other stuff, right? So this connection string is required for you to basically to define in your Azure function whenever you are going to use this, right? And Explorer is basically where you will be able to see your database and containers, right? So you have a database and container. So let's get started. I will use this sample DB. If you want to create new container, new database, you can go ahead and create new container and new databases. Okay, I will use existing one. So I will just open Visual Studio, and then I will create a new project. I will create Azure function. I will select Azure function next, right? And then I will function at Cosmos DB Triggers demo, right? And I will select any location where I want to save it. I will click on next. Okay, so you need to give a connection string name. So you will give connection string. This is just any name you can give it. Container and database name, right? So container and database name, as I have mentioned, we will try to see this. So container name, what we are having is simple container. So I will use that simple container here. Container name is simple container, right? And then I will use database name is basically is a simple db. So I will copy and I will use simple db. All right, so this is database container. Now I will click on create. So what I have done, I have given the connection string, I have given a container name, I have given the database name, which is prerequisite. As I mentioned, if you don't know how to create it, you can refer my previous video. Also, you can just here also you can come and create new container, and then under that container you can create a database as well. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, so let's move. I will click on create. Okay, so here it will give you option. You want to connect to the Azure Cosmos DB emulator on container local, or you want to connect to Azure Cosmos DB on Azure. So I have selected this because I don't want to use Azure Cosmos DB. I just want to use Azure Cosmos DB emulator. So I just click on this, right? And then let's click on next. We will not use this. We will just next, and then we will not select anything here. We will click on finish, right? Now the next step is that we, so if you see here, whatever values I have given during that is mentioned here. Okay, and next let's configure, and then we will try to understand this Azure function, what exactly is going. So you have to go on local setting, and then you have to define the connection string which you have mentioned here. So and the key we have defined as a connection string, right? Right, so I will copy the connection string information from here. So if you go quick start here, right? So this is your primary connection string. So you just copy this copy it and go there, and this is what the connection string key name we have given. We will paste it here, right? So we are done here, right? If you want to check what, let's say sometimes you miss it, that what connection string name you have given, if you go here connected service, you can see that what the name you have. So I have given connection string, same name you have to give it here, right? So you give here connection string. Now all set. Now let's understand this code, what exactly is wrong. So this is Cosmos DB trigger attributes which we have defined here, and then basically is what does it do? Basically, whenever there is a any record being inserted into this table, which is under this sample container, then this trigger will fire, and it's basically displaying the input count and the ID of that document which we are creating, right? And this is the document information which we are saving. It's very simple, right? Let's save it. And configuration wise, as I have mentioned, in the local setting.json, we need to just define our connection string, which I have copied from my local URL and just pasted it, right? So let's build it and run it. It will take few seconds because it's first time, so it's a build and run. So if you see here down, it's building, and once it's built, it will run. So what we are going to do, that we are going to create a document. Also we are going to see that when Azure functions triggers, that ID of that document is displaying on console window. So let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, so okay, so it's still not up and running. It's just a build completed. It's going to take few more seconds. Okay, so initialization process is started. So it's started, right? So it's running now. Now what I will do, I will minimize this, and then I will open two parallel window here. One is here and one is basically our database, so that we can see how asynchronously it works, right? So we will go to Explorer here, and then we'll go to databases, and then we will try to go to item, right? So these are items, right? And then new item, so it will ask ID. So I will just try to give demo ID 1. Let's say consider demo ID hyphen 01, like that I will, right? And then I will click on save, right? Once you click on save, you will be able to see that this our trigger is able to fire it. That means our trigger is able to listen that particular database, and now it understand there is a record being added, and then it's able to read the what is the current record has been added. So since we are displaying just a demo ID, that ID of the document is displaying that demo ID. Let's say try to add one more new item, right? And let's say this time we are going to give it a demo ID 02, right? And save it. As soon as you save it, what will happen, this trigger will again fire, and you can see that here this demo id2 is. So in the real time scenario, this is just a sample. In real time scenario, what happens whenever data is inserted, as I mentioned in the starting, you want to synchronize this data, you want to do some operation and insert the data into other database, or you want to update some other information on some other other locations, right? It might be a database, it might be trigger, it might be a queue, something you want to do that. In that case, this our Azure trigger, whatever Cosmos DB trigger we have written, we have to write the code to perform that operations, right? So for example, here in this, if you want to communicate to any database inside this Azure function, we have to write that code so that it can process that message, that data, right? If you want to put a message, you can define a outbound, right, output binding to any queue that can insert it that into that particular queue as well. Okay, so let's understand next what is the advantage and disadvantage of this, right? So the advantage of this is that before the Cosmos DB trigger, when it was not there, what used to happen for any synchronization with the Cosmos DB, you used to use a messaging system, and there whenever a message enters right in the Cosmos DB, basically the same application used to insert in the Cosmos DB. Also, it used to push a message into the message queue. Then you used to have a queue trigger which listen that queue and then process it. So it's basically simplify the way how the Cosmos DB data synchronization should be taken place. Now, uh, in the code, if you see here, we are having a lease connection. What is lease container name? Lease container name, basically lease is something where uh, any messages which are not yet processed or any changes when happens into your main container, first it will go to lease container. From there, your Azure function will process those. So for example, if there is a lot of changes are there and Azure function is taking some time, till the time temporarily these messages or these changes will be located into the lease container, right? So that's all about how you can use the Cosmos DB triggers. And if you like what you say, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any comments or any suggestions, don't forget to uh, put that comment into the comment box so that I can improve from my side. Thank you so much for watching my video.